everyone. You are watching News All Day. I'm Rochelle Boone. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful hump day here in the city. Also coming up on today's show, we have a very special guest today from Queens Theater. She'll be talking about the festival to celebrate the deaf and disabled theater communities. It is a first of its kind. All right, another great shot of the city from uptown. Welcome back to News All Day. Queens Theater is in the midst of presenting its first ever Forward Festival, celebrating the artistry of the deaf and disabled communities. Its executive director, Taryn Sacramone, is here today to talk more about the festival and how we got here. It's so good to have you in the studio with us.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
Of course. Queens Theater has always put on diverse programming.
Yeah.
But how did you guys come up with the idea for this?
Yeah, I mean, we're located in the most diverse place on earth, right?
That's right.
Queens, people think of it, they think 205 languages spoken daily and everything. But a few years ago, we really started to question whether we were being proactive enough about meeting the needs of deaf and disabled artists and community members. And we launched an initiative called the Theater for All Initiative to advance the inclusion of disabled people on and off stage. And the Forward Festival has developed out of that. We wanted an opportunity to show a multi-week, multidisciplinary festival that really showcases deaf and disabled artists that are doing extraordinary work.
And we're seeing some of that extraordinary work there on the screen. The theater has also made it accessible for people who want to go and see the shows as well.
Yeah, that's part of the intentionality, is making sure that everybody can have an equitable experience of the performances. So we have, for example, audio description to support blind community members, Braille playbills upon request, large print playbills, ASL interpretation, cart captioning during the performances, to name a few of the accessibility services that we have throughout.
All right, that's great. We're looking at some of the performances here, but what do you have coming up?
I'm really excited. Family Theater Company, which is Denver-based, has been around for more than 30 years, and they're a disability affirmative company. So they work with disabled performers, but they've never shown their work in New York before. And the reason to come see them is because they're doing a musical called Spitfire Grill, and it's a great show with great artists.
All right, tell me more about you. You know, I covered Queens for a long time, but you're always an advocate for the arts, an advocate for all, basically.
Yeah, I love the borough of Queens. You know, I grew up in Ohio, dreaming of New York City, right?
Yeah.
And when I moved here, when I got to Queens, I thought, oh, I want to make a life here. This place is just so interesting and so rich, and I want to contribute to the culture scene here in New York. And I've been, you know, really blessed to find a place to do that.
What part of the borough do you call home?
I'm in Whitestone now. I lived in Astoria for many years. We have
Yes.
a family restaurant in Astoria.
Listen, you all know that I'm a Queens girl, so I do have to take it there. All right, let's talk about your advocacy. I said, you know, it's not limited to the theater. You're joining a protest tomorrow as well.
Well, the cultural community is gathering together for a rally on the steps of City Hall to really talk about our need for the city to make an additional investment in culture. So we have a request, a $100 million request called Culture Vibe, a visionary investment in building the economy. And Councilmember Chi Osei, who chairs the Cultural Affairs Committee, is helping to organize it. So really it's about all of the cultural community coming together. I mean, large zoos, small dance studios, gardens, all of us coming together to really say to the city with one voice, you know, this is an investment that'll really help advance the city's priorities. You know, economically, socially, we can have an extraordinary impact with investment.
Queens Theater is such a great performing space. How do you get people, well, I know that because I lived in Queens for a long time, but sometimes it's hard to get other people across the city to make that trek to Queens to see what is there. How do you get people to do that?
I'm even guilty of that a little bit myself, right? I remember when I started working there thinking it would take me longer than it did to get other places. But we are off the 7 train. If you can get to a Mets game, you can get to Queens Theater. We also have free parking for folks, and a lot of 60% of our audience actually drives, you know? So there are a variety of ways that people can get to Queens Theater, and it's really them getting there the once.
You're right.
You know? After that, they know it. After that, they know it.
All right, it's easily done. Listen, it's so good to have you with us today. I'm so glad another Queens girl is in the building. Even if you moved to Queens, I moved to Queens too. I'm originally from the Bronx. But I just want you guys to know that you can get tickets to the festival by going to queenstheater.org.
Thank you.
So good to have you with us today.